This is the Ministry of Silly Talk.
Silly Talk. Ministry of Silly Talk.
This is the Ministry.
This is the Ministry of
Silly Talk. This is the Ministry of
Silly Talk.
Thank you for listening to my daddy's stupid podcast. And remember, his head is full of doo-doo, so don't listen to anything he says.
That's very funny.
Welcome, Generals, to the Ministry of Silly Talk Halloween special. I meant to have scary sounds, but I'll put them in post.
Okay. Yeah.
But unless you want to start over. No. The greatest horror of them all. Welcome to the Ministry of Silly Talk podcast. I'm Graham.
I'm Josh.
And Josh has something very important to tell you people.
Like, comment, subscribe on everything. YouTube, podcast apps, and socials. We're really pumping the numbers here recently, guys, and we need more stuff happening.
You got that right.
Engage.
Yeah, so get in there. And just as a reminder, very soon, all of the previous episodes of all of the podcasts I've ever done, One Gram Army, Sports with a capital F, it's all going into the archives over at patreon.com/One Gram Army podcast. Listen, be reasonable. Don't necessarily go subscribe right now. We're due, but eventually there will be fun, enjoyable content over there.
Be reasonable. I love that.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Be reasonable. I'm making promises right now, and I don't know.
Yeah, we're going to see if we actually do that.
What's up, dudes?
But anyway, we are on YouTube, and those numbers are
True to rip.
But I do want to talk about the opening bit, which the opening bit, which may not have landed, but it is. It was just our Halloween idea. To
a little Halloween homage to our favorite pod.
Yeah, homage to one of the few good ones cooking other than us these days. The Are You Garbage podcast. So that was something we discussed.
If you haven't checked them out, check them out. They're good. It's a great podcast. Good interviews with comedians and whatnot.
Yeah, I think it falls in line with what the podcast I enjoy these days, where they're non-topical, all that stuff. No. As a matter of fact, don't listen to their podcast. Listen to this podcast. How about that?
Of course.
How about that? Because our podcast numbers are never mind. There was just an homage to a podcast we enjoy. I felt like a good idea for Halloween. And now we're here to do our own Halloween episode. As Josh mentioned, 847-665-9238 is the hotline number. And would you not believe... I was going to say, wouldn't you know it? And it didn't do its thing. Are you plugged in?
I thought so.
Oh, hit it again.
That goes for cocksuckers and retards.
We're inside 10 minutes, so thank you for giving me more work to do.
I thought we were good if it was the soundbite.
I don't know how any of this works, man. Don't worry about it. I'll just give you a hard time.
Right.
But the hotline, we've reached someone. We've reached someone. So we did get a text to the hotline from a Texas area code. I do want to say, let's make this a regular occurrence. But for this person, her text was, "Y'all are weird. I love it. Heart emoji. I think you should let me join the ministry because I'm weird also. And I could totally design matching t-shirts. Lol. Just kidding. But you guys are fun. I'm going to keep watching for the reels."
Ooh, okay.
So this may be someone we reached through one of our shorts or reels. So
yeah, I believe maybe the reels are getting out there and, touching some people.
Could be. We don't. Here at the Ministry of Silly Talk, we don't touch people, but we're touching your souls.
We're reaching inside
very gently.
Caress. It's more of a caress than a touch.
I felt like, in honor of this, we should respond to this text message on the pod.
On the pod, yeah.
Right. So I was thinking, thank you so much.
Yes, no, thank you so much for listening.
Thank you for...
We hope you enjoy.
For listening. I'm going to let you do it, and I'm going to type it.
Okay, yeah. Thank you so much for listening, and we hope you enjoy. Please interact more on the hotline with some, questions, comments, stories.
This is a bad text message. Let's go back. I was going to say, thank you so, hey, we really appreciate you listening. We really appreciate you listening.
And hopefully more of our shorts will be weird enough to get your attention.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah, something like that. We'll do it off air. But to be fair, though, I do appreciate whoever this is. This is a Texas area code, and in no way is anyone ever under any pressure to reveal themselves or give their name or anything.
No, but we
it's nice
highly
to see.
appreciate interaction because we've really been drilling it in.
847-665-9238. Yeah,
and
that's
somebody
the number.
reached out to us, and that's cool.
Yeah, no, it's very neat, and we appreciate them.
And you are correct, we are weird.
Yes,
and we love being weird.
Yeah,
That's kind of our
There's
thing,
no
so.
JK there. We
Yeah,
are
no,
quite strange.
yeah, we
and-
get it.
Yeah, and if you're enjoying it, that really
that means
only
you are
helps.
some kind of strange as
Yeah, it
well.
really only helps to encourage that behavior. In light of the Halloween special, the hotline finally just
Pepping up
blowing
for us.
up again.
Yeah,
right,
no,
with that
right.
one text message. It took me a while to find it, and I thought about playing it for you before, but one of the greatest calls to this hotline ever goes back to 2018. It has been the same number since I started podcasting. And buddy of mine's brother in Chicago left this message, and it does fit into
Now, do you know this gentleman, or you just know the brother?
No, I know this gentleman
Okay.
quite well. But he left this message. Yeah, I think the specifics of which of his brothers I'm better friends with is irrelevant. But
Yeah, no.
you sent me down a
Yeah, no, you're thinking
railroad
things
there. I was
that
like
only you
thinking
know
about-
about.
And I was
yeah.
like, nobody. I should explain this to everyone longly.
Roderick is much better
Before
than the
I
rest.
should just
Yeah.
talk about it forever, and then that is the podcast. No, but anyway, he left this message. He is a maintenance worker at the time, a skilled mechanic maintenance worker at a retirement community.
Okay.
And he left this message, and it is somewhat a tale of horror and trauma.
Yo, what's up? This is Brandon. Long-time listener, first-time caller. Also the dude that been beating your co-host ass his whole life, Fleesky. So I was going to go on a Bears rant, but now I have a life question.
Yeah, that was him talking about his brother. And if you hear me talking in the background, that's because this was a previous podcast.
Okay.
Today I go
find
to
the
replace a
original.
blower motor in a 102-year-old man's apartment, and he was sitting in his wheelchair with his dick and balls out. If I poured bleach in my eyes, would that help, or should I huff it or drink it? Help me out here, man. I really need your help because this shit's fucking with me real bad.
Then, so that's the question.
Okay.
He saw something so horrific.
He's trying to think what he can do to erase this.
Yeah, and there's nothing.
Bleach
you
is
can
not
do.
going to do anything but harm you.
Well, and I can tell you something that won't ever make it go away is calling the hotline at 847-665-9238 and telling a story with a harrowing tale like that.
Well, you know, to take a job at the old folks' home
True.
of any description,
Yeah.
you got to be an individual that's willing to maybe see some things.
Smell things.
Oh, smell things.
Smell things. See things.
Smell things. See, I think I could forget a see quicker than a smell.
To be fair, I can't. I don't know if I can disagree with you there.
I mean, if somebody said, "Do you want to see the worst thing you've ever seen?"
Or smell.
Or do you want to smell the worst smell you've ever smelled? See.
Yeah, because if you ever smelled it again, you would know it immediately. It'd be like,
Well, if you smelled it once,
is someone diarrheaing out blood in here? And people be like, how do you know that?
well,
How do you have that information?
I feel like once you smelled the worst thing to ever smell,
Yeah.
then you'd be like subconsciously looking for you like go in a restaurant. Oh no, I can't. It's in here. It's not in here. It's in here.
No, there's a hint of it in here.
It's been in here.
Yep.
It's here. I'm out.
No, you would actually never be able to escape it again. And everything would probably smell a little bit like it. But that hotline call,
That's a great hotline
it's
call.
a banger. And that's the kind of stuff we're looking for at 847-665-9238. And also the loving text message from whoever that was in Texas. You know,
Yeah,
this is what
we
we're
appreciate
looking for.
it. Even a misguided text message from a family member that says, "Is this the hotline?" We like all interaction.
Yeah.
And sometimes we'll bring it back 3 episodes later and still fuck with you because we love you.
Yeah, well, and I don't look, man. This is a holiday episode. We're doing a Halloween episode. I don't want to think about these things that upset me. Where you're like, "Oh, is this the hotline?" And I'm like,
yeah, no, it is. Yeah.
What did we say?
What have we been harping on for months?
What did we say? Josh, you got some important business. What is it?
It's 847-665-9238. That's the hotline.
Quite complicated, that hotline. Those hotline instructions.
We might need to cut. We're gonna go down a sub.
Yeah, we'll lose one. All thumbs down every time, every video.
He watches them all. He just thumbs them down.
Yeah. It's not very nice. I don't even know this man. I feel like this is insanely unfair, but it got such a good reaction from the crowd.
I mean, I was going to invite you to Thanksgiving, so maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
My mom throws down. It's
I'll be like, hey, it's nice to meet you. Here's my number. 847-665-9238. It is the hotline, if you're curious.
Back to the content of the hotline call that you just played. It's okay. So he's going to fix the boiler, and the old man's got the dick and balls out. I have a not similar but not too far off story. I one time worked at a Ruby Tuesdays, and the restaurant had just opened, so it was quite busy, and there's a lot of activity going on. So there'd be things that you'd be asked to do out of your job description.
Yeah, it's like it's
it's
like
just,
you said, busy place. You got to get it done.
It's whatever. And I'm not one to say that's not my job, but there's certain things that aren't my job. As a server, getting paid $2 an hour
for sure.
So at some point, the manager comes up and goes, "Hey, there's something." And I love when people say real vague words that they could have used, like "there's this," there's whatever.
Right, something specific.
But he's like, "There's something in the men's stall that needs to be taken care of." Hey, I'm a team player.
Hey, well,
I'll go take a look.
Yeah.
Something could be anything.
What's the issue?
So I go in, and it's a pair of BVDs with maybe 6 pounds of human shit in them.
Oh, good. This is good stuff.
Yeah, the BVD filled with shit.
Oh.
So the only two options is this is an old man who's had an incident, or this is someone who's maybe redacted who's had an incident.
Yeah. Hey, look, just could be just a guy having a bad day. Where was this Ruby Tuesdays?
It's in Cartersville. These are the only two demographics that wear a XXX large BVD.
Yeah. Potentially, yes.
The whitey tidy BVD we're talking.
That's a very specific garment.
Yeah, it's a very specific brand and everything.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Filled to the brim, human shit. So I walk back out, and the manager, I'm like, "Dude, what do you want me to do with that?" And he's like, "Oh, just, I said, "Why can't you just,
Yeah, whatever you're thinking.
You do, what I mean? Like, you should be doing it." He's like, "Oh, well, you can't just," I'm like, "Bro, I make $2.13 an hour. I'm not taking 6 pounds of human shit anywhere."
No. Well, and I think if you work at a corporate restaurant of that scale, if something like that happens, that seems like something that
the manager deals with.
Yeah, or you call a plumber, or you know what I'm saying.
Or
you make
whatever.
it someone else's issue other than
someone sends an invoice, and you don't just go get a guy with a pressed white shirt on.
Boy, the Halloween horrors in this episode are coming
Just
strong and
baby,
fast.
yeah.
I hadn't even considered the number of horrors that could come from Brandon's story about seeing.
Yeah, no, that's just
what
the
he
tip
saw.
of the iceberg. The things that you see in the restaurant industry. People. One time I saw a guy fall out. This is more of a dumb story than gross, but the guy literally told his server, who was the bartender, "I'm allergic to shellfish." Tried his wife's lobster tail.
He's allergic to shellfish, though. We're
also in Cartersville.
On the same page here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, I'm in the bathroom in the stall, engaging activities that aren't necessary for a bathroom in a stall, but they were at that time for me that evening.
Right. Yes, we'll have to cut this out also.
And this gentleman falls out in the stall next to me. His feet splay. So I immediately run out, and I'm like, "Yeah, this guy's falling out." And come to find out he's having an anaphylactic shock or whatever from eating the goddamn shellfish.
Right, because he's allergic to shellfish.
Because he's allergic, but he wanted to taste his wife's lobster. Like, that hospital, like, they had to come take him out of the, like a whole thing.
That's a
You know, and like some of my general manager thought that maybe he was trying to come up with a scam. You know what I mean? I'm like,
yeah, it's a tough scam
if you out verbally said, you know,
drove it into yourself
you know, let me try
all
that.
on your own.
But it's like, and he was like 50 something, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it wasn't like some 22-year-old kid who's like, I'm allergic to shellfish, never tried it. Wonder what's going to happen.
He may have had enough of that lady. You know?
Oh, I never even.
That could have been.
See, I was such a young man when that happened. I had not been jaded yet.
He may have been like, you know what I need? A couple days in the hospital.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
A couple days. I need this throat to swell up a little bit.
Yeah, I get out of here. It gets me. You know, they'll fix it, and then I'll just lay up in here for a couple days.
Yeah, maybe she'll calm down a little bit.
Yeah, and won't make me go to Red Lobster.
Oh, I've had enough of cheese. Biscuits.
Yeah, and like that's you know, that's what everyone.
Now, to me,
says.
if I'm allergic to shellfish,
I'm
not stepping foot in the Red Lobster.
If you're allergic to shellfish, I feel like you shouldn't touch the door handle to that establishment.
Lobster. Yeah,
where are we go? Why?
Well, but no, what you should do is come in, sit at the bar, and say, "Hey, everyone, I'm allergic to shellfish. My wife is getting the lobster lover's dream, and I'm gonna try some."
That doesn't make any sense at all. But yeah, number one, you're allergic to shellfish.
Just don't go there.
Don't go into a restaurant.
You ever heard of Fuddruckers?
Yes.
Yeah,
oh yes.
you know,
I'm familiar. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. If you're allergic to Fuddruckers,
you're
allergic. Yeah, there's Fuddruckers.
Yeah, there's literally almost anywhere that's better.
Well, Fuddruckers might be
restaurant.
100% shellfish free.
I wouldn't imagine that there's a lot of Fuddruckers may have some sort of surf and turf burger, but the volume of shellfish available at a burger restaurant would certainly be significantly less than a place where shellfish is in the name of the restaurant. It's like the thing that will kill you is in the type.
That's what we have.
You know, not I wouldn't go to a place that was like molten lava, right?
Bullets to the head.
Yeah, let's go to Stab Me in the Neck Steakhouse. What are you doing here?
Have you been to the new club downtown? HIV?
Yeah,
I'm good.
Well, that's different. You got.
Well, you might have to try that.
Yeah, you roll the dice, baby.
I mean, Magic Johnson's been alive for 40 years.
I do actually have a video to show you. It's not particularly.
I did say Magic Johnson. So.
Yeah, and this is what I was gonna say. Is I have a video to show you that is sports related, not particularly Halloweeny, but very hysterical. But because I always forget to do it, let's have an intro to a segment.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. It's time to sports in your shorts.
There we go. We had an intro. I'm not going to show the video because it is funny, but it's on Instagram and I couldn't rip it or whatever. But the audio of it is hysterical. This is something for people of our age group that like all of it's like since The Last Dance, all of these stories about Michael Jordan are basically every story is like, he came to me a hotel and called me a bitch and stuck his finger in my ear. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is about him being horribly mean to other players as he just dominated them. So this guy made a video where he's doing sort of a parody of one of those interviews. And I think it's worth checking out.
Like 93. So you know Skip's always talking shit, right? So Skip says, "Hey Jordan, you gonna wait? You gonna show up?" So I already knew. I was like, "Oh, here we go." So Jordan kicks him, boom, kicks him in his dick. Ref didn't even see it. Boom. Soon as that happens, Skip shits his pants. How hard I kick. Boom. Skip shits his whole ass. Then he pukes. Skip smells his shit, pukes. I was like, oh, you poked the bear. So I knew it was over. So Mike gets a ball, 2 steps, raises up, buries a shot, bro. Oh, game over. I think this is sharp.
But that is like all of the interviews.
Every story, yeah,
is like that. But that guy nailed it, though.
No,
like
for sure.
Kicked him in his dick.
So I already knew. I was like, oh, here we go.
Like all of them sound like that.
Kicks him in his dick.
All of those are like that, though. But it's been an interesting time as I've gotten older, like learning about.
Well, what's funny to
what
me
the
is
man was
watching
like.
people who've never seen him play have such an opinion on him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, what? You don't know?
There's no. Yeah, I mean, I guess this isn't a strong stance, but there's no
question.
There's no comparison.
No.
To what that guy was doing to people. And then also finding out 20 years later that he was also like talking shit, like saying crazy things to these guys.
And I mean, these are the type A, the top alpha dogs in the world. Mm-hmm. And he's just like crushing them at every moment.
And disturbing them mentally.
Everything. Yeah.
No, I just, that guy nailed that video.
No, those guys have always got some sort of real like, and it's almost, I've seen Dana White say it where he don't even want to meet Jordan. It's like, you just kind of let him be the god and keep it at arm's length.
Yeah, it would. I think it would be better than meeting him and he's like, "You're a little bitch. Goodbye."
Yeah. Oh, you think you're great now? It's like no.
Or even just passing him in the airport,
well,
he just like mushes you.
I would rather think that Michael Jordan would think I'm cool than no, he doesn't.
Facts. Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, then have it confirmed.
Yeah.
Although after all the stories come out about the man, all right, let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Are You Halloween? The show where you find out if your favorite comedians are classy individuals or absolute trash. Now here are your hosts Kevin Ryan and H. Foley.
Hey, everybody out there, and welcome back to everybody's favorite new podcast, Are You Garbage?
Oh, yeah.
The show where we sit down with your favorite comedians to see if they grew up classy.
Uh-huh.
Or if they're just a big old piece of trash.
Trash.
We're out here today in the new edition. Tootie's been decorating for Halloween, got into my gummies. Now she's up in the front tree looking like the Cheshire Cat. My co-host is coming to you from across the table, unamused today. He's the CEO of Are You Garbage, international businessman, and Mr. Neptune 2004. Give it up for Kevin James Ryan, everybody.
Hey, gang, don't forget to rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. Full video available on YouTube. As you know, those numbers are... cooking. And as always, we got to mention www.patreon.com/OneGramArmy presents the greatest website in the world. There's about a bajillion hours of additional content over there. It's a good time, gang.
And a quick shout out to our producer extraordinaire. He works the 1s and 2s, the 3s and 4s. He crosses the T's and he dots the I's. Give it up for Tebow McMuffin. Toby McMullen, everybody.
What's up, dudes?
We did it.
Oh,
we did it.
Totally did it.
We did it. All right. We're back. All right, that was the break. So listen, we're just trying to put this together as we go. Yeah, the whole top of the podcast, that was a thing.
Yeah.
The thing I forgot to mention about that, though, and I think part of it is that you just let it slide, was that when we were doing the Are You Garbage bit, I own a lot of Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah, you do have several, yes.
And that's not all of them. The ones I showed you
are just the ones you showed me.
Yeah, that it was. I had to take a selection from a selection. I don't know that you've ever seen me wear a Hawaiian shirt.
I know for a fact I haven't.
Yeah, and so I did spend some time wearing some of those buttons ups with like the vertical stripes, but I would wear those if I was like going out.
No, that's like a nice. That's a different shirt than this.
That's a nice shirt.
Just because it has buttons.
Yeah, no, they're not exactly the same.
Yeah.
No, but I did go through like especially when I was really fat. I went through like a Tony Soprano shirt phase.
Yeah, we all went through the large button-up shirt to hide the folds and
where
whatnot.
It makes you look classy.
Yeah, like a big. I'm big because I got money.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I don't have any money.
I just don't have any with me.
Yeah, I don't have any on me.
I spend it all the shirt.
I do this a lot when I'm talking, but I snap my fingers, point at people. but I don't have anything going on. But the Hawaiian shirts specifically, though, were part of another thing because I lived in a house where I had a pool, and I'm always with the themes and the festivities.
And you did have tiki torches
and palm trees. There was a palm tree back there at that house that I was renting. Boy, I wish I had the money I spent on that pool back. But when I did, it was a good time. It was fun. But I got this idea in my head where I was like, anytime I'm out here,
Miami Vice,
it's Hawaiian shirt time. Right? Yeah. And I ended up, and like people I knew, like my dad, like that shirt, Well, now, actually, I got that.
Now, was this before like internet commerce was a big thing? So you went and bought these Hawaiian shirts?
I sought them out in such a way that yes, I bought some of them
live in person.
Yeah, I actually bought all of them live in person, or they were gifted to me because people who knew me would be like, this guy buys a lot of Hawaiian shirts.
Okay.
Or I would say goofy shit like, what I need is more Hawaiian shirts for by the pool. And like,
then you would get them.
They slowly started trickling in.
Okay, nice.
And now
you've got more than you need with no pool.
I have zero need. I didn't really need them then.
Though, you could just make a decision and start being Hawaiian shirt guy. Now,
That's tough.
As a single man,
listen, man,
pushing middle age,
listen, man,
that might be a point of no return.
Listen, I don't not feel like I've given up, but that is giving up. That is the giving up.
Nailing in the coffin, baby.
Yeah. That's giving up at a level. Yeah, that I'm not.
Well, and the one that you showed me was not even Hawaiian. It was straight bowling shirt. Like it was Charlie Sheen, baby.
Yeah.
It was
and I think you need to be, you need to be you need to be keeping it tight and have a whole bunch of money
to pull that off.
To just be like, I'm cargo shorts
and this shirt
this shirt guy. That was it's a very specific decision to go. Here's what I got.
Yeah, and the thing is, these shirts, and because you've bought all these in live in person, they're not just like.
See, this is why I wanted to talk about it because I was like, he's not like, I can't believe he's letting me just have this. I was like, there's a snake in the bushes.
I was so focused on my lines earlier that I didn't get around to that.
I just was so shocked that when I came out with 8 Hawaiian shirts, that you weren't just like, oh yeah, okay, like just fucking blow up the claymore.
That my brain has been in this junk business for so long that people having large amounts of useless shit seems normal to me.
I guess, man, but I appreciate the initial gimme of the Hawaiian shirt situation, but it's extensive.
It is, yeah. You went too far.
Yeah, that's not all of them, and I have, dude, I should have brought it in here. I'll put a picture of it up, but I have one that's like it's like full of like what look like postcards with like boobs out, like pinup models
from like the airplanes in the 40s or whatever.
Yeah. And it's like cream white, and it's got the pictures on it.
Oh, that's fire.
But I only ever wear it if I'm in Miami. I won't wear that shirt in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, wow.
Because it's got boobs on.
Do you wear a shirt under it or no?
Yeah, well, wife beater with my shirt open.
Nice.
Of course.
Okay,
yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like I don't have a pool.
Do you have
anymore.
A linen pant to go with it?
Sometimes.
Do you bought those live in person as well?
Except in Miami. Yeah. So we're just full circle.
That's the only place you can buy those live in person.
Where else am I getting those?
That's a great question. If I wanted a linen pant to fit a man of my right now in Warner Robins,
could you put that together?
Could I make that happen without getting a ladies' pant from Belk?
Almost certainly not. No. I don't even need to look that up.
No.
Where we are, I also need to cut out the name of this town. I don't want people knowing that. But
fair enough.
Listen, but the idea though that where you are anywhere, if you're not near an ocean, that linen pant's going to be seasonal. You can't get one right now.
Okay.
There may be a time
I'd
where
be
you could
willing
hit
to
a store. There may be a time you could hit a store in the summer and get some linens. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
They're not going to be there all the time.
I'm trying to think where.
But are you? Whoa, sorry.
Okay.
You're talking about a linen pant, not a short.
Yeah, like a linen pant. Almost like this. Like if you were getting married on the beach, what you'd be wearing.
Yeah.
Like a nice. somebody's having a white party at the beach.
I don't know. I should start collecting them though, so I have something to go with my Hawaiian shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I've never been in Miami in a linen pant. Linen shorts, sure. What else are you supposed to wear?
Well, I think
with
a
your
linen
naked
pant
lady
and a
button up,
nice white with
your belly hanging out.
Yeah, with a nice white Cousin Eddie shoe.
Yeah.
With the buckle on it.
Yeah, I haven't ever went that far, but the Hawaiian, if you saw it, it's bad enough. It's a step in that direction. I wouldn't be out of place with my cargo shorts and tennis shoes on with that shirt. A round gentleman linen pant,
Yeah, linen Panthers would be down with you. They'd be okay.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh, that's very classy, that shirt you have on.
That is a nice shirt. What do you get? You paid $300 for that at Tommy Bahama.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No. And actually, cool thing about that shirt, made by Mecca, if you remember Mecca.
Really?
Yep.
That shirt made by Mecca.
Made by Mecca. And it's a wonder that...
I can't find pussy anywhere.
Oh,
boy.
Mecca.
Oh boy. There was something we were supposed to be doing. Are you playing sounds? Can you not hear your?
No.
Okay.
My thing goes to sleep on me so damn fast when I do. When my timing, I gotta keep my finger moving.
I thought you were trying to play a sound because I figured we should be able to put that together. The Halloween episode, in keeping, and I think a part of how I'm going to bail this out too is by putting like jump scares in here every now and then.
Yeah, okay.
When stuff gets dead, she'll be like, Halloween music. We'll I got it. I'll put it together. But I know we talked about it a little bit before we were recording, and Halloween is a bigger deal to some people than others.
Yes, it is.
You know what I mean? And I am a guy to whom I really like Halloween. And
are you a other holidays guy as well?
This is good podcasting. I think I'm gonna
burn. There you
go. Needed to write that down. But yes, so now, right? But Halloween's been my jam since forever. Since I was a kid, when I was in my 20s, I used to have Halloween parties at my house. I used to love going out for Halloween. But now for me, Halloween I enjoy it because when you get older,
it's the nostalgia of it.
Yeah, well, and also it's sort of a sign that we're all gonna kind of chill out for a couple months. Nobody's really putting their foot on the gas in November and December. Things just kind of chill. It's cooler. Things just kind of chill out. So Halloween's sort of the first indication that that's coming, and it's ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's
if you really think of all the tenets of it.
Yeah.
Go dress like a... because if you think... let's think Halloween pre-pop culture.
Mm-hmm.
So dress as a witch, ghost, monster, whatever.
Yeah.
Devil.
Go around
and ask for treats from people. But then now it's literally just a commercial for Marvel.
Yeah.
And whatever cartoon's popular, and Snickers and Kit Kat and whatever. You know what I mean? You're just handing out.
Well, I'm not going to war on Christmas, Halloween. It's always been pretty silly in that regard. But
no, I'm not warring on it. No, because I think it's cool. I think it's a fun thing, and I enjoy it too. I think it's neat. But it's just kind of funny that if you really break it down, it's a pretty basic.
It's very silly in that regard too, because it's sort of like this time, and it's part of what I enjoy. It's sort of the death of summer and all that, and we all dress up like scary stuff and watch creepy movies and put up weird decorations, and like you said, like it becomes like a vessel for selling candy and stuff. It's it's quite strange in its own little way, but I think that's what I enjoyed about it.
I didn't mean to shit on the capitalization of holidays, because that's what America does.
Yeah, well, and I was a little worried you were about to be like, the traditions of Halloween in this country are dying.
Oh, no, dude. I think it's hilarious.
The LGBT community has ruined Halloween.
No, I wasn't going anywhere. Nowhere close to that.
I probably shouldn't have said that. YouTube algorithms would be like, oh, they've flipped.
Yeah. We might get more views. Who knows?
Yeah, whatever. We don't know. We're happy where we're at. Wherever we're at. No, don't come for us. But no, I do. I'm a big Halloween fan, and growing up, Halloween was like a big deal, like kind of all through my life, because like, you know, trick or treating, blah 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 blah. But when I got into high school, I remember especially like the last couple years of high school, Halloween is like a real, actual like energy kind of takes over for people of our age group when we lived there. Like there was just. Everyone was talking about where to get eggs. Like the stores would be like, for like a week before and a week after Halloween, you had to show ID to buy eggs, because everybody, everybody in that age group, regardless of socioeconomic status or what was going on,
was egging somebody.
And you're not leaving the house not strapped. Like,
yeah, because you got to be able to defend yourself.
Yeah, I distinctly remembered, thinking about it today, I distinctly remembered a Halloween where I was like, hell yeah, it's Halloween. It's time to go out. I think it was on a Saturday, maybe. Whatever the deal was, I remember being like, it's time to get it on early in the day. And just like where my eggs were with the homie, shout out to Casey, at his job at a mechanic shop. Now, he's the entire length, he's 10 miles away from me, and I need to traverse this 10 miles on Halloween via the L train. So, like, the whole trip is going to be on the train, but I'm out here. So before I left the house, I just take 2 eggs out of the fridge and stick them in my hoodie pocket. And I'm like, I'm not leaving out of here
with nothing,
unprotected, right? And the fun of that, too, knowing that, like, everybody you know is out here on some bullshit. Like everybody you know, like it's on,
awesome.
Like it's on. You leave the house like, and I'm part of this now. Like you know what I'm saying?
I'm stepping out in these streets.
Yeah, like
waiting to throw that egg.
Yeah, and it's a Halloween, baby. Yeah. I took the train down to where he worked, and it's like in my head, it's like the Warriors. Like I'm on the train looking around. I see people I know in another car, and we're just eyeing each other. Like, what's up? What are you gonna do? Yeah, we're just sitting there like we're all being cool now. Hey, it's still daylight. Nobody's got eggs on them. You know,
nobody.
And I got all the way down. And I saw cars going by and brake lights hitting, like guys, you know from school. And we're getting to, and I get to his job, and I remember the like rush of like excitement I got because I saw a car pull up, and it's this girl we all knew and 2 dudes. We're all friends, but you're not in the circle. And I already see there's like silly string kind of dripping down the door panels of this Durango SUV. These 2 guys are like, "Oh, what's up, man? What's up? And I'm like, "Oh, what's up, guys?" And I saw him raise up with the silly string, and I had those 2 like I never felt more prepared for anything in my life. And like the dudes in the passenger seat, I'm on, like they pull up to me, and their passenger side is up next to me. She's got her window up. They have their windows down.
Oh,
right.
No.
And I like an egg does fly that I didn't see. Like I didn't peep the guy in the back seat throw that egg, but I remember it busted up against the tree next to me, and I just no hold like whack, and I whipped one into the car, and it busted on the inside window and splattered her on the face.
Oh, nice.
And she goes to pull off, and dude sticks his head out the window in the back seat, and it just hit him like right like on the top of his head, like blow. And they're like screeching off. This is all, dude. This is like I don't know, 4:00 in the afternoon.
Everybody's getting off work in Chicago.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and this car's like careening through this neighborhood,
dripping with egg, and
I'm standing in the street like, "That's right, man."
Our future leaders.
Yeah, well, not us.
No.
Some of them maybe. I don't know. But like we did though. Like Halloween was massive, and I remember that Halloween specifically. We did whatever that night, but I remember we had gotten so many eggs, which is another story how we got these eggs. But we had gotten so many eggs that we were egging people still on November 4th. Like, I distinctly remember November 4th, 2001, people in the greater Chicagoland area
We're just getting egged.
were getting egged and being like, come on, man. It's not...
Come on.
Halloween was 4 days ago.
Yeah. How, dude? I mean, I'm just sitting there thinking of how irate. Like, if I was, like, ready to go out somewhere, you know what I mean? I'm just, like, going out in the city. And, like,
yeah.
You know, when you're grown, Halloween's cool. But then as soon as it's over, you've forgotten it existed.
Of course.
So November 4th, you're so removed from Halloween. You're just going through the government's goodie.
Yeah. And you were probably more safe on Halloween because people weren't drawing numbers. You were just getting, you don't be a goofy out here, but mostly it was internal. Like,
people
you
were messing
knew
with
who
each
had
other.
eggs. You knew what the deal was. You know what I mean? Like, or you ride by somebody's house, they have a Halloween party, and they're like, well, hey, everybody. Like, especially like you're in like the Macaulay Culkin neighborhood, and they're like, hey, guys. And you're like, wow, square. On November 4th.
On November 4th.
On November 4th. You were probably safer on the day of Halloween. But it was like a...
Is this the racks of eggs that you told me about the time? Or
I could... I mean, I'll tell that story another time. But yes, a gentleman who came into a bunch of eggs and needed money or drugs was, provided with one of those things. And we just had...
eggs.
A lot of eggs. You ever seen a man walk down the street with 2 trash bags of flats of eggs? I don't even know how you do that.
That's coming from a hotel, a school, somewhere.
Yeah, a restaurant, something.
Yeah,
a big one, a breakfast restaurant. Like a big brunch place.
Yeah, it's probably because the way you described it in the bags, like he's taking it from an institution of some sort. I'm feeling like.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell a gentleman who was addicted to crack came up to some people and he was like, I got all these eggs. And I was like, get out of here. And I was like, you know what? I want those eggs.
What
profit be damned, folks.
I don't.
Every day I'm hustling. Every day I'm hustling. Give me.
What is he thinking he's going to get for the eggs?
I've never seen
that
this many eggs
before or since.
We're 2 days to Halloween.
Yeah, I want them.
Yeah. I'm out here making mistakes with my life, but I'm a practical man at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I
Give
need
me
these
those
eggs. Now, what happened to the residual? There had to be residual. They had to smell.
They just
so
went
bad.
all over places. They just were dumped.
Got rotten. And the worst.
Well, I mean, there were certain areas of that town that may or may not have smelled really bad for like
years
through the holidays. Dude, it's Chicago. It's really cold outside. Like the smell really didn't start getting proper till like closer to spring. You know what I mean?
No, yeah.
Yeah. But we dumped some in the canal. You know what I mean? It was...
Chicago's got other problems than the great egging of 2004.
We did, though. November 4th, 2001, a day that will live in infamy, where a bunch of, like, people
Remember the 4th of November.
A bunch of people on that day were minding their business in the greater North Shore Chicago area.
No, what was so they came in 2. I'm just trying to figure out the whole deal. They came in 2 trash bags.
Right.
Okay, and then you did your transaction, whatever that may have been.
Yep, and they went into the trunk of a car, not into a refrigerator.
Your car?
No, not my. I didn't own a car.
Okay, so
someone else.
Car.
A car. It went into the trunk of a car.
And then you finished your day of whatever.
Yeah. No, it was time to take care of the eggs.
Oh, okay. So then you went to the trunk of a car. Then you
no. The egg transaction was pretty close to the beginning and the end of that part
Whole
of my
deal.
career.
I gotcha.
I was like, this is already paid off.
Can't get no better than this. I'm good. Yeah,
We're good.
it only goes down from here.
Yeah, no, this is the greatest come up of all time. In my head, I'm swirling with ideas. No, this is
The greatest come up of all time.
The concept of me is.
I mean, like, honestly, how many eggs do you think there were?
Listen, in my mind now at this age, it was 1,000 eggs, but it was probably
200 eggs.
It might have been.
Yeah.
It might have been.
I
It was
mean-
at least 100 eggs. It was at least 100 eggs. Maybe it was a gross. Maybe that was like because it's 12s and 12s.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the deal. That's an obscene amount of eggs.
Yes, crazy.
Yeah, and a lot of them too, like got thrown at people. They did get thrown away too, because the person whose car it was like, "What am I supposed to do with all these eggs?" Like, and I'm like, "Come on, guy, this is gonna be the best." And he's like,
just wait 3 days.
Tomorrow morning, I gotta drive this good
Yeah, I
lot
gotta
of
go to
eggs.
work,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, and they were distributed to
Other
certain
people,
trusted persons. Like,
Yeah.
hey, we got all these eggs.
Well, see, it's funny that you're
$5.
It's
Here's
funny
a
that
keg of
you're
eggs.
in the same year, same week. You're in the position to trade this individual for these eggs.
Yep.
And also so excited about throwing the eggs at other
Way
individuals.
more excited about the eggs than the dealing.
Yeah,
Way
that's what I mean.
more.
But it's just
Yeah.
funny that both those things were going on at the same time. That's hilarious.
Oh yeah, no, and it was very early on when certain people trusted me to even be around doing those things, and I was
Yeah.
like, this egg thing, it's got legs. I was like, guys,
I don't know what you got going on the rest of the day. I got a trunk full of eggs.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are doing out here. Oh,
I've been out here for a day and I've already got 200
see
eggs.
all these eggs?
I got 200 eggs. I've been here 30 minutes.
And there was a part of me that was like, we gotta do these eggs for everybody sees that we got all these eggs.
Yeah, and then it gets weird.
Yeah, but no, we distributed. It's Halloween, you know. There's a market now, and like I said, there were certain grocery stores that were checking IDs. But I look back at it, it's so funny, and like so many people were like, "Oh yeah, the grocery store in Dempster's not checking IDs. You gotta go over there."
See the fact.
If you drive in the city on Western, there's a grocery store right there. They're not even checking IDs. They don't care how many eggs you get. Like, but dude, there were
The fact that was a conversation piece about checking IDs for eggs. So you had to be 18 to be able to get eggs?
Yes, dude, and this is pre-internet. Like, nobody's gonna be like, "There's a constitutional violation," and everyone who lived there who was over the age of 18 was like, "Yes, for the love of God, check their IDs. They don't need to be buying these eggs. They don't need these eggs." Yeah, just kids.
They're not making off.
Every kid with a minimum wage job on Halloween was like, my whole check goes into this shopping cart of eggs. You know what I mean?
We're making a quiche.
Yeah. And I don't want to say everybody. Some people were. It was enough people
that it was talked about and
it was discussed. It was a thing. Yeah. You go to the Jewel on Halloween.
But now here's my question.
And there's a cop standing at the register like this, like looking at the registers.
Yeah, but could you get, like, if it was me, right, and let's say that somebody and their friends wanted a bunch of eggs, and, you know, she asked you and you said no, but she calls Uncle Josh, and I'm like, F&A, I got you.
Of course.
But if I would have went to the place and they were IDing, even if I had 40 cartons of eggs on Halloween Eve, would they be
no
like...
one's going to say anything?
Like, I mean... Dude,
hey, man.
Is it illegal?
This is America.
I'm hungry, bro.
I love eggs.
Yeah, I need protein.
I love eggs.
Yeah.
No, there was definitely help enlisted from adults.
Well, because, like, you know... It's
There's an
illegal
entire
to give
market
kids beer.
Yeah, it's
So,
an entire market of adults out there buying kids beer and buying kids cigarettes in stores where they don't ID you for squares or blunts or whatever. But like, yeah, eggs. It's a tough market to control.
And you also have 17-year-olds are the ones who are enforcing said rule.
You've also really gotten down to who's bout it because they're not going to get turned away by being ID'd for eggs. They're going to come up with a solution.
Yeah.
You've weeded it out. If you're some geek off the street,
you better be handy with a steel if you know what I mean.
If you're some geek off the street and you think you're getting eggs,
think again.
Think again, baby. You got to come up with a solution.
Eggulators.
Yeah, this is the first part of the podcast. I don't know what we did before. Dude, but it was like there's just like this whole weird commerce around the eggs. Yeah, but it does. It comes back to a very fundamental part of my life where I was like, man, fuck these streets. I just got all these eggs. Like Halloween's going to be sick. Like, Halloween's about to be out of control.
Yeah, so we know where your heart was the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
It was right here in the chair.
Yeah, right here.
Yeah, right here.
And man, I can really throw a lot of those eggs at people.
Yeah. Well, just that thought process, why all the other things that were going on around you at that moment, on that street. Or
and in my life, I was making a lot of mistakes. I was really like, I was getting into adulthood. It was like, you need to like pick one way or the other here, buddy. But I was like, everybody calm down. Take it easy a second.
Wait, this dude just came up with 200 eggs.
You see all these eggs?
I think I got something he'll take for him.
Yeah.
So I'm going to make this happen.
Let me go ahead and give you what I was fronted for those eggs, and I'll deal with that later.
I'll figure that out.
To a guy who's like, wait, what?
Okay.
All right. What happened to it? I gave it to a guy for a whole bunch of eggs. You should have seen all the eggs we had.
We had the greatest Halloween in 2001.
The best Halloween ever. Spanned.
Remember those eggs you threw at your sister? Those come from the guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was the egg man. The egg plug. That year. That was a grand Halloween. But we did take Halloween.
And they ended up at Casey's job.
Stop saying people's names.
Yeah, well.
No, I'm just kidding. Nobody's going to hear that. but no, they were in his job. Some were in his trunk that he had refrigerated in various there was had to be collected day of from a few different places.
Okay.
You
know
know
what
what I
I
mean?
train.
But also the break room refrigerator where he was.
Well, slap full.
Yeah, the guy was like, "What is all this?" And he was like, "Those are my eggs."
The guy was like, "Okay."
He was like, "I don't want to know." That's what he said. He was like, "I don't want to know."
Check your IDs.
Yeah, exactly. No, this was at the place he worked, like the refrigerator at the mechanic shop that he worked at.
Yeah,
at
no,
one
I get
point
it. I was joking, like, where's
exactly.
all these eggs? Let me see your guys'
Let me see your IDs.
IDs.
Yeah, you guys can't leave out of here with all these eggs.
What? I'm gonna go to the federal prison. I got all these eggs in my fridge.
We egged that business.
Of course you did. With those eggs. And then he puts, dude. Okay, that reminds me. He's about egg.
It did not go over well, but that guy was like a family friend of his or something.
Did you put like egg on your head? I mean, what? No, I was like,
no, we had many things. I may have egged my own house that year, but
one time we went to football camp. Right, we used to go to football camp in the summers between seasons or whatever, and do workouts and shit.
Yeah,
and it would be the whole class. It'd be this freshmen, sophomores, everybody. One year we're there, and like the freshman kids are so dead tired. I mean, because it's a nightmare physically. Like you're dead tired.
No, of course. Yeah.
4 o'clock in the afternoon, you're passing out. So they would pass out so asleep. We'd get baby powder and like put it on them at night, and they would wake up and be all pissed off.
Yeah.
Well, what we would do is just put it on ourselves. And then get up
and be like, somebody put baby powder on
pissed
all
off
of us.
too.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
no, I don't know that we ever egged ourselves to cover up.
Oh man, it was great.
There was an entire. We'll just get into it. This is going to be the first part of the podcast. If you're listening to this podcast and it seems backwards, that's because this is the good stuff.
We're leading with the good stuff.
Yeah, but we had a problem when we were kids about throwing stuff at people out of cars.
Oh,
and I mean like
we, as in not the royal we, but the
I mean
as in
me and the people I was around.
Yeah.
We had and see, this has been another theme in my life where I'll be like, man, I used to hang out with some bad people, and I'm like, wait, a lot of this was my idea.
Yeah,
the entire summer where people were getting pelted with water balloons out of moving vehicles. It was a mess.
Came up with that?
I don't know about that. But yeah, I think it was my idea. It was a group effort, but it
was an idea and you ran with it.
Who was more excited about the eggs than me?
No one.
Nobody was more excited about the eggs.
No one was excited about the
the water balloons. They were just like, well, it's something to do. And I'm
you were like,
guys,
nah, we got water balloons.
Now we're all generals and we're in a group and we gotta do like, and I'm like putting a flag out the window like a pirate ship. Like, this is my thing. No, I did get to the point where from the back rear passenger seat of a 1993 Ford Taurus, I could hit anything in basically, what is that, like almost 180 degrees with a water balloon.
Oh, geez.
I could like time it, like.
Oh, there you go.
Like,
my dad. I remember my
someone
dad
on
being able to
the
use
other
time
side
bottles.
of the street across 2 lanes going down the sidewalk. I could be like, and it'd be like, blues.
Nice.
That was yeah. I shouldn't be recording these things, but
No, it's great. It's the statute of limitations.
Yeah.
But the thing about the water,
and there were a lot of copycats too around that time. Wasn't all just us.
The thing is great about the water balloon, besides the shock and awe, you're not ruining a garment.
Mm-mm.
You're not hurting anybody. You're not burning their skin.
Yeah, and these weren't because other people did get into it at one point, and they were using the thing is they sucked at it because they were using like party balloons. Could be like, well, they'll be bigger, and dude, we'll fucking like you heave them. And I was like, but you can't hit anybody with one of those. A cheapo water balloon that has 4 ounces of water in it.
Yeah, you can wing that like a baseball.
Yeah, exactly. And you can trajectory. You can judge for the wind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you can really get it.
I was the sniper from fucking Saving Private Ryan out there, like looking from that back window. I would only sit in the back because I was like, this is my spot. Yeah, because I hit you coming this way.
Well, we used to do that with the baseball
we did throw
bat.
it into a lot of people's windshields going the other way, which isn't necessarily super safe, but also it was like 4 ounces of water.
Yeah, it's fine. We used to take aluminum baseball bats and hit mailboxes. That was a great idea.
Yeah, somebody hit me to that after I was an adult.
Still pretty cool.
It's really satisfying.
It's really cool. Kids out there, if you if you ever want to commit a felony and have a great time.
Yeah, listen, folks, this is the Halloween episode. We're only discussing this because it's Halloween.
Yeah, and this is Halloween. And, I grew up in the suburbs, so, I didn't have,
I grew up in the suburbs, but the city was right.
Well, so we didn't. Yeah, see, there was no trains and all that. You know what I mean? We
and even
there.
our suburb was a city in itself, filled with.
I grew up in the suburbs. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Out.
I feel like I should also probably say that when in my head I'm like everybody was playing and everyone was involved. There were like a few people and everyone was a victim.
Yeah, because the way you kept saying I'm seeing cars and I'm like, you're in Chicago. There's a lot of people in Chicago.
Yeah, no. Well, and I mean too though, especially in Evans, I'm seeing people
that you recognize.
Yeah, I saw people's cars who I knew, and those were horrible idiots.
Yeah,
I knew. I was like, there's a 90% chance there's a carton of eggs in that car. And when they see me, they're like, remember last year when he put a mortar in my mom's mailbox?
So it is kind of like a Kevin McAllister movie.
It is a situation. There's stakes, but there's not really stakes. But I was not a wallflower in the situation. You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
I was definitely not at school. Like, hell yeah, it's Halloween. It's going down tonight. I got an egg right here. Walking by fools pulling out my egg. What's up?
Learn to juggle just for Halloween so you can throw eggs at people.
That was a good time. But I think it should be mentioned that the point of this is talking about the debauchery that used to occur
during Halloween.
You shouldn't do any of those things. I'm not saying that it was a good idea.
I mean, if those things are fun, though.
They are fun.
Yeah. See, as you get older, though, Halloween, for me anyway, turned into excuse to look at girls in small outfits. For some reason, they really were in.
Yeah, that did.
That was like a thing in the mid 2000s where it became more of that.
Yeah, no, there was, and I don't know if it happens anymore necessarily, but there was a big stretch of slutty whatever, sexy whatever, yeah. Dominatrix this, and it's Spider-Man can't be a dominatrix.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he does have the build, but anyway,
that's true. Well, and if you're whatever, but it does. And like you said, it changes, right? You're younger. It has more. It has a different meaning
No, for sure. And it also different things. You have a threshold for more different things at different ages of your life. Just period. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Which is what it is.
And I get a kick out of having trick-or-treaters, though. At this age, like...
We used to... Like, my parents recently moved from in-town to out in the country, and the last few years we've been going to their house because they live in a big neighborhood, and we did enjoy that.
No, it's the best. When you're... kids trick-or-treating.
And, you know.
Well, yeah, because all of us, when we were younger, part of what instilled so much, like, excitement about Halloween was it's just, like, this endlessly walkable... amount of space where you just get candy, like, and you can just stay at it, and it's just kids everywhere, and you're just like, and you're loading up, like we're like, you know,
and it's like you're allowed to be bad in a way. You're allowed to run in the street and all these silly things,
and then you get a little bit older and you keep doing it, and then it's like the ecosystem takes care of itself because you get a little too old and you're still trick-or-treating. Well, now you've gotten hit with some eggs and you're out because you can stay out a little bit later because you're in like 5th, 6th grade, whatever. Well, now you're getting hit with eggs, right?
Yeah.
And you go,
like,
when I can get
an egg.
When I get my hands.
When I get on that corner one day and some guy comes up to me. Some guy comes out of...
Hey, egging happened before that. I'm just saying that was the catalyst.
I'm just saying that was your biggest egg lick, as it were.
No, it's one of the...
This is the great egg heist of 2001. I mean, yeah.
It's potentially the greatest business deal I've ever engaged in.
It is.
Like,
not potentially.
Return of return on investment of... the value to me that was
to your life, I mean,
was hysterical.
We're still talking about that 23 years later.
And there are people I could get on the phone and be like, fuck yeah, November 4th was crazy. I could do. There are people who are like, they picked me up. Like, we were like bringing in like guest egg throwers. Like, we'd pull up and see somebody walking down the street, like, hey man, come on. And they'd be like, why do you guys have all these eggs? I don't know. Hit them.
Oh my God. I'd have been arrested.
Get them. There's a bunch of kids out there kicking a soccer ball around. Get out. I don't know. Hit that house. Like,
good douche.
Yeah. You couldn't. It's a good time. Yeah. That's what we did. And the water ballooning thing, that was also whatever. I don't have a problem anymore with throwing things out of the car. And that's really where the growth comes from.
There you go.
Yeah.
As long as you can stop doing ridiculously awesome things.
Sounds like so much fun.
Yeah. I think I want to throw something out of the car on the way home.
Egg somebody so bad. Yeah. I don't have any eggs, but there was a part of me that was like, I should give Josh an egg on his way home.
Just to see what I can do.
Hey, look, you've been embedded now. You've heard the stories.
The thing is, it's just like nowadays, you could actually get in trouble with that. Which is terrible.
Oh, we definitely could have gotten in.
But I'm saying in 2001, the likelihood of a cop actually charging you with something real.
Yeah, well, it depends on what you did, though.
Yeah, nowadays, if you hit somebody with one, they get you with assault.
Because that's the unfun bit of the reality of that is, it is assault. And even then, like, if you'd have got caught doing it, it would have been a problem. It's way easier to get caught now, though. Like, everyone has cameras. It's a ring camera everywhere.
No, yeah, they've ruined it.
And you was like, egg somebody's pussy-ass 8-year-old in their yard with an egg, you're going to jail.
What the hell?
Come on, kid, get up.
Get up. You're all right.
Get up. Oh, shit, that was a golf ball. Dunk. Oh, goodness. Oh, man. That's good. That's good reminiscing for me. Those were good times. I felt it for a second. I felt like the energy welling, like the life welling back up in me.
Yes.
About those eggs.
How excited you were about those eggs. That's great, dude.
I guarantee you in my life I've been at like a restaurant or a breakfast place and seen one of those flats of eggs and been like...
looking for a guy.
Yeah, or like heard the helicopters like... No, not eggs.
This is where he got all those eggs. And then you see that guy in the back with an empty trash bag, and he's like,
just the ghost of a man with a bunch of eggs. Oh boy, we're at a crossroads here. We can either wrap it up and accept that we did the first 20 minutes of this podcast, or
yeah, I think that's what we need to do.
Yeah, I think we'll.
I think the first 20 is fine.
Yeah, it'll probably become the last 20. So enjoy the break.
Yeah,
because the break is coming, or this is the end. I don't know how I'm going to do it yet, but I'm Graham.
I'm Josh.
And I do want to say, everybody, have a happy Halloween, man. Do something Halloweeny.
Yeah, do something fun. Watch a movie. Enjoy yourself.
Watch something spooky. Hand out candy. Don't fucking throw eggs at people.
But if you do, 847-665-9238, we would love to hear about it.
Good night, everyone.
All right.
This is the Ministry of Silly Talk.
Silly talk. Ministry of silly talk.
This is the ministry.
This is the ministry of
Silly talk. This is the ministry of
Silly Talk.
Thank you for listening to my Daddy Stupid podcast. And remember, his head is full of doo-doo, so don't listen to anything he says.
That's very funny.